In today's video, we are working on the Buick Rainer. We are doing an upper control arm, and then the last video, as you've seen, we did a wheel bearing on this side, and we're going to be getting this torn apart, and I'll show you what you need, guys. So we're going to take the wheel, we got it jacked up, and once I get it jacked up, we're going to put a jack stand underneath the frame here. So let's put that underneath. All right, guys, make sure you put a jack stand underneath the frame. Lower the jack just a tad. But still keep pressure on the jack as well, because you never know. And what you're gonna want to do is take a flathead, pop this cover off. There you go. And then I want to separate, put that to the side, and take a 19mm impact or breaker bar and a ratchet and undo the wheels. All right, let's take this wheel off. Then what we're gonna want to do is set this to the side. Set it down, usually put it underneath the truck so it doesn't get, just in case if the jack stand fails or your jack fails. This will still give it something to sit on, even if it sits lower, but you never trust the jack and the jack stand at all. All right, got the wheel underneath the frame far enough. So what we're gonna do is take some WD-40 and spray this. So let it soak for a few minutes first, and spray this right here. These are going to be the upper control arm bolts, and spray them from both sides. So even spray in here, spray on this side here, and just give it a few minutes. Let it sit for a few minutes. Then what we're going to do is take a 15 and a 15 wrench on one side and a 15mm socket on the other side, and we're going to break this loose. I would recommend getting some kind of strap or something to keep this from pulling out when you do separate this. And make sure you separate this clip from the upper control arm as well. This is going to be your ABS line. So let me separate that real quick. All right, separate your ABS line from the control arm. There we go. So now I would recommend taking that off. All right, guys, so you're gonna wanna have a wrench on one side and a socket on the other. And as I drop that, all right, guys, might be a little awkward, but you want to hold it. So we're going to separate this, get enough slack in it, because we want to get this upper control arm split open. But we're not going to take the nut all the way off, just far enough so we can split this center open. You're going to want to take a punch and a chisel, or a hammer and a punch, to spread the center section open just enough. But first, before we do that, we are gonna get these upper control arm bolts loose. Okay, so got these upper control arm bolts loosened. So what I had to do is take a 21 and a hammer and hit it loose, because that's the only 21 I have and it's not long enough to get enough leverage. So 21 and a hammer, pound it up, or pound it down, pound this one up to loosen it that way. So I got this spread out a little bit enough. So now I'm going to take the jack and put some pressure right here up against the bottom of the rotor, lift it up just to give it enough support, and I'm going to put a ratchet strap around here to there and there, so the knuckle won't fall forward, so you don't put any wear on your axle. All right, guys, so got the upper knuckle. I just had to take the bolt out all the way after I hit it just a couple times just to get it up. Then I took the bolt out, so now it's free. And now I just got to take the upper control arm bolts off, and I'll show you in a minute. All right, guys, so I'm taking off the upper control arm. I got the rear bolt off, and the bushing is so bad that you can see how much I moved it. And plus the one bolt's out. So if you're having trouble getting this front driver's side bolt off, just take a pair of pliers and bend this metal backwards so you can actually get the bolt all the way out, because once you start getting the bolt up here, this washer that's made onto the bolt will actually start getting stuck on this piece of lipped metal. So that I had to take this all the way, put this all the way back in to tight to bend that back out in a few spots there. So just a little update for you guys. All right, guys, so got it off. Got the bolt finally off. So I'm gonna grab this up and we're gonna look at it. So as you can tell, this bushing. Let me set it down and turn it for you guys. So I can look. God dang it! Well, the bushing literally just fell out of it. So thank God we took it out and took this off to replace it, because that bushing literally just fell off. So that's probably causing a lot of, as you can see on this is the outer side of the tire, and it's been rubbing and grabbing. So this should make a big difference with the new one in it. I'm gonna clean up the hardware, these two bolts and stuff, and I'm gonna clean up the other bolt for the splitter. So let me get that done and I'll show you guys when I get that cleaned up. All right, guys, so I ordered a Moog off Amazon and the quality looks good. You know, everything's nice and tight. There's no play. There's the old one versus new. Nice quality. Probably going to split this open just a hair bigger. Then going to put a little bit of grease inside here, just so there's no squeaking or whatever, just so it can move freely with those bolts I just cleaned up right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. Then we'll get this put in. All right, guys, I've been fighting this rear control arm bolt for like 20 minutes. So I finally just ended up peeling back this side too, like I did on that side, and finally got it far enough in, and it finally started threaded in. I've spent 20 minutes doing this, so make your life easier and just peel back this little stupid metal inner side fender a little bit, and it'll make it easier for the next person or you next time you have to do this. So yeah, I'm gonna get this tightened down and we'll get it back on the upper ball joint. These are brand new. I replaced those last year. So yeah, let me get this tightened up. So while I was trying to get this bolt back in, I accidentally screwed up the threads, pushed them over, so I had to take the bolt back out and rethread them real quick, or rethread the things, because they got pushed over the threads. I have it up just a tit, but I'm gonna crank it up just a few more times, just like it has all the weight on it itself already. So that's just about right where it should be setting. So now I'm gonna take the 21, tighten those up, and just put the what's it called, ABS line back in the new control arm. It should have a slot. Yep, right there. That's where it goes. So let me get this all done and we'll get it buttoned up. All right, guys. So I got everything put back together. I am gonna recheck everything eventually. Drive it for a bit. You know, recheck the wheel, lug nuts, all the bolts for the suspension that I put on new. I just want to thank you guys for watching and have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.